Hey, getting ready to go in just a second. Alright. Welcome to Season 2, Race 21, my F1 2020, my team career mode. We are in Brazil for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and we're taking a look here at the performance chart. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so again, here's the performance comparison chart. Get a better look at the changes that we're seeing here. Renault up to 3rd performance, Racing Point up to 4th, and Red Bull and Ferrari falling a little bit down the order. I mean, it's still very close. So it's not like Red Bull and Ferrari are super behind, but still, they are behind, and that's, I guess, worth noting. Yep, so we're here in Brazil. Weather, potentially some rain at the end. And we'll get ready to go for qualifying. Just give me 1 second. Just take care of something here. Alright, let's go to the track and set our qualifying lap and see where we end up. Oh, bad run through turn 1 there. Let's try that again. Better run, turn 1. Run those couple corners. Ricardo's got a good run. Ricardo's going to get pole. We are going to get third.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid.
Ricardo, Bottas,
And the owner-driver.
with qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Another mixed grid. Carlos Sainz having a great effort in P4. Hamilton shockingly in P5, at least shockingly for him. Vettel down to P12, and our teammates actually in P11, which is kind of surprising. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a little bit higher. Back to the field's pretty much what you'd expect, but yeah, the top 17 covered by just over a second. It shows you how close everything is right now in the running order. So yeah, Renault, Mercedes, Jaguar, McLaren, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault, Racing Point, Red Bull, Jaguar, Ferrari, AlphaTauri, McLaren, Racing Point, AlphaTauri. So you don't get 17th and 8th. You don't get a row where it's basically the same cars until you get to 17th and 18th. So yeah, there you go. We'll see who gets grid penalties. I'm sure there'll be some.
Right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Just looking up something here. Alright. Everything is all set. See if the rain plays a factor in the race. Let's get ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Formula One returns to Sao Paulo once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Brazilian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and in 2016, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's start by getting your take on Daniel Ricciardo. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have the owner driver, Sainz, Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc, Verstappen, Ocon, Perez and Alexander Albon, Magnussen, Vettel, Pierre Gasly and Norris, Stroll, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and Roman Grosjean, Russell, De Vries, Latifi and Tatiana Calderon. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Alright. take a look at the strategy. Calling for a one stock onto hard tires. I think this is what they did last time. In Brazil, and we'll see if the rain has any bearing on the race.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. Okay, here's who we're really fighting today. Bottas and Sainz. Dries seem like the best tyre for now. No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
Ricardo and Bottas are a long way up the grid. Alright, here we go. It should be an interesting race in some respects.
Keep an eye on the lights.
Maybe
The
not
start
so much
sequence will
others,
begin as soon as the
considering
grid
it's
is
a one
formed. Be ready with the clutch.
We'll see how it turns out. Alright, 5 red lights. Underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's a great start. Gonna get by Bottas maybe. And Ricardo into turn 1. We got him. By Daniel Ricciardo, we are into the lead for the Brazilian Grand Prix. With Bottas behind, and Ricciardo trying to fend off Carlos Sainz, P4. As Vettel got Hamilton, looks like going into turn 1 as I run through the grass. Let's actually see the running was Bottas, Ricciardo, Sainz, Vettel here, or Leclerc. Should have known that was Leclerc. Forgot that Vettel was starting far back. Leclerc running in 5th behind, in front of Hamilton, P6, then Ocon 7th, Max Verstappen 8th, and Perez and Norris battling from 9th to 10th with our teammate in P11. Actually forgot to rewind from the running in the grass bit. There we go. So Ricciardo loses 2 spots off the start, while we gain 2. Of course, Constructors' Championship is still very much at stake.
Well done, mate. Nice start.
I believe we had a 15-point lead over Mercedes coming into this race. And with Max starting outside the points, this could be a good day for Mercedes. Bottas has a good run on us. Not even with DRS. He's going to take a look to the inside. He's got the lead for now.
This lap, we can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Touch and go there. We regain the lead and we get DRS. Bottas holds off Daniel Ricciardo. Trying to get a bit of a train behind us. Bottas again. Oh, Bottas got really out of shape, and Ricciardo is going to make a dive.
4.3 seconds.
Let's take a look at that again, actually. So, Bottas had a big moment. Had one of those slides. Look at that. Look at that slow-mo. Went to move out to make a pass. Just out of control. My God. At real speed. Oh, look at the... I cannot believe he saved that. Gotta get out of control. Out of control. Bottas, great job to save that car. I want to see it from the inside now. What was it like from inside the cockpit? Oh, slow-mo. To the right, to the left, to the right. He's in full, he's like fully steering that car in the middle of the straightaway. And then you got Daniel Ricciardo behind this, sees it, and makes a full dive to the inside, going deep into turn one. Like Daniel Ricciardo, like you would expect him to do. The man who is no stranger to dive bombs. But we stick it to him that time and maintain the spot. Started a replay from mid-slide before, so let's see what happens when Sainz is in that slide. Nothing really. Ooh, and Leclerc dives in on Sainz. He's going to gain a spot. Great move by Leclerc. Actually, let's see that again. I want to see that from Leclerc's point of view. I think Leclerc had that slide. Ooh. So Leclerc and Sainz had the slides at the same time. And Sainz locks it up, and Leclerc squeezes him out and takes the position. Some really thrilling stuff in these opening laps. Still with the DRS range of Ricciardo. I think Ricciardo's too far back to make a move. Ricardo. The field starts to bunch up once again. Probably due to the fact that we're trying to save a little bit of fuel in Sector 2 by running in lean. Also, I should say, I think also what's partly creating this racing is the fact that the pack is also, performance-wise, it's very close together. I mean, you see that almost every race weekend where you have, the Williams and the Haas and the Alfa Romeos falling off almost immediately, relatively quickly in the race. Make Ricardo go to the outside. Banging wheels. Ricardo has the lead. We're going to get him back to turn 1. There it is. We got him, and Bottas is going to get him, I think. Yet Bottas is through, back into P2. And Ricardo is under attack from Leclerc, I think. Trying to defend. As far as I can tell, my teammate is still, as I just hit the wall after not paying attention. There we go. Bottas has DRS. He's gaining. Gonna make him go to the outside. Fend him off this time. He might have a run at us down the straight. We'll see. Ricardo also has a good run. But neither are close enough to make a move. Bottas again coming. The outside, going to squeeze him. He once again beat him back into turn 1. DRS. Overtake mode. Help defend from the DRS. Bottas again. Look to the inside. Side by side with Ricardo. Actually, don't think it was fair enough to Bottas in that first section of the corner. Oh my god, Bottas, what the hell? Barely gave me any space at all. Wiggle. Oh, Bottas is through. And Leclerc is through now, too. Maybe chase Bottas back down.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Just stay within DRS range if I can. Being tight. And going wide is not going to help my cause. DRS, we do. Rich mix overtake DRS should help us catch back up to Bottas.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Shop Jeff, I'm battling for the lead. Caught back up to Bottas. Ricardo still slightly within DRS range. He's definitely there. We'll be closer to him, to Bottas this time than we were last time through the front straight. Ricardo is closer to us too.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
And Ricardo to the outside.
We're approaching the pit window.
And he sets the fastest lap of the race. So right now we're keeping up with Bottas, but we're not exactly catching him for a potential pass.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Forced to flip it into standard to conserve some fuel. Out of DRS range. Nope, not quite. Still there. Don't think we're going to stay there for long at this rate.
Gap to teammate behind is 4.7 seconds.
Actually, I just noticed that our pit window is getting ready to open. Lap 13 is when we will be coming into the pits. Let me check and see where our teammate is. He's actually in P9, so Magnussen's doing some moves, making some moves into the top 10. So I suppose that's good to see. That's why I just got to run in standard, so I don't want to run out of gas here. So if I get too low, be forced to run into lean mixture. Actually, I forgot to check the tires before the race. Everyone's on softs except for Latifi. first of the two Williams. And the pack is so close together that, like I said, if we pit now, we're not getting down next lap. When we pit, we're going to be behind, in theory, like the Williams and the rest of them. As Ricardo makes a move for second.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
Actually, coming out P18, so Williams are actually so far
Push
back.
now. We're boxing this lap.
The Williams are so far back right now in the running order that we are at the point where we'll come out ahead of them. Actually ahead of the both Haas cars as well. So it's Bottas to Ricardo to myself, and then you got Leclerc, Sainz, and Hamilton right behind me.
Right, come in at the end of this lap. Copy that. Hards for next box.
Put on the hards. I'll put on the hards just because I don't know when this rain's going to come.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So I come in and Sainz comes in and nobody else comes in. Hards for Sainz. Hards for us as well.
Go, go, go. You'll be
And
racing
we are
on the
away.
Exit now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit
Should
stops.
have nobody else in front of us. Actually, our teammate Kevin Magnussen is doing a great job. He's actually got by Max Verstappen. Sainz gets stuck behind Nick de Vries. So that will certainly hurt his race right now. Yeah, like I said, the field is so tightly bunched together, performance-wise, that makes the pit stops all that more interesting. There's some people who might get held
Battery
up,
charge
who
is
might not get held
high.
up.
Let's use that overtake button more.
Ricardo dives into the pits. One of the Ferraris dives in, and I think one of the AlphaTauris dives in as well. Ricardo's probably going to beat us out here.
Behind is 2.3 seconds.
So Ricardo might get stuck in some traffic. I think it's Albon and Grosjean in the one Alfa Romeo. So the fact that Ricardo is going to be stuck behind these guys is going to help us out tremendously. So we're going to be able to catch back up to Ricardo, potentially pass him. Ricardo trying to make a move, but can't make it. Make a move to the outside. Can't do it. Rich Mix, overtake mode.
Ahead of you has just fitted the hard
Dive
tyres.
into this
Car ahead
corner.
now on the hard compound.
And we squeeze out Ricardo and move back into what would be an effective P2. I'm surprised that some of these guys are running as long as they are on the soft tire. I guess maybe they think they're going to switch to mediums. Trying to defend from Ricardo the best we
We're
can
trailing
here.
our teammate by 16.6 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think these guys, I don't think the softs are good enough to wait it out until the rain, personally. But we'll see as we make a move on Albon for position, and there he goes. And hopefully he'll hold up Ricardo a little bit. So try to get by Grosjean. It's on much older soft tires. alternative lines to get
We're
around him.
expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
There we go. Barging our way through, but we make it work. Alright, here we go. Leclerc is in. Hamilton is in. Ocon
Kevin
is in.
for his
Our
stop.
teammate Kevin Magnussen is in. So where do we come out in relation to these guys? As Grosjean dives into the pits. And these guys are going on to medium tires, interestingly enough. Leclerc is there, and we just beat him out of the pits. So by staying
Gap to
out,
car in front is
Leclerc
10.5 seconds.
actually manages to jump Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, it's still being held up by Alexander Albon. Meanwhile, Valtteri Bottas and Lance Stroll, top two, have yet to come into pit. Let's see, those guys that went on to mediums. So Hamilton have, okay, actually our teammate, and this is I guess crucial for the constructors, our teammate Kevin Magnussen jumped Lewis Hamilton in the pits. Hamilton probably got held up at some point. That's what led to him getting that spot. Well, Leclerc's going to be coming at us with a big head of steam. Get to the inside.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to
Got
mix
the
too soon.
position. Leclerc is into P2. And Bottas comes out with the lead. So Leclerc, clearly the big winner during that pit stop sequence.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
It's hard to say whether we'll be switching on to wets just because the lap here at Sao Paulo is so short. It's only a minute 10, minute 11, minute 12, somewhere in that range. It's not that long. The DRS we're getting from Leclerc helps drag us along a little bit and try to get away from Ricardo. As the field now appears to be more spread out than it was previously.
We're leading our teammate by 3.1 seconds.
Actually, not only is Leclerc dragging us along, but we're actually catching Leclerc, despite the fact that he's on a softer compounded tire.
Okay, battery's looking good. You can use overtake to get past.
Close to McLaren, but maybe we can go for an overtake here. Now we can hold back for now as we go a little wide. And turn one.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm keeping it in rich mix through the final DRS zone down the front straight, and then down the first DRS zone, and then for the basically the entire second sector, I'm keeping it in mean mix. Actually, haven't had a chance to do this yet. I'm going to make a mid-session save. Completely forgotten that I wanted to do that. Clouds are definitely getting darker, so maybe we will see some rain after all. I guess my curiosity was going to be whether we would get, it would be one of those races where the rain just comes too late in the going for wet tires. But at this rate, who knows? It could be coming. We could be making a pit stop onto wets, or I guess intermediates. As a way to just pull me along here. Again, we are very close to making a potential overtake. And there we go into P2.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
With a purple Sector 1.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
So, given the laps we have left, I think we might be seeing some intermediate tires after all. Only that much off my personal best. Back into standard. Flip back into lean, actually. Just concerned about fuel, so I'm going to save as much as I possibly can.
Keep the car ahead under pressure. You might make a mistake. The gap is only 2 seconds. Gap to teammate behind is 4.3 seconds.
off. We go wide. Leclerc stays behind. And now we got one of the Haas cars retiring from the race. Up in Sector 3, it's Nick DeVries after the session. Doesn't look like there will be a safety car though.
Caution, caution. Green flag, green flag. We're racing again.
Here comes Leclerc. To the inside. Oop. Squirrely, we're gonna let him go. Me. See if we try to get back ahead of, or instead that gap and get to Ricardo. You see, he actually gained on us while we were ahead of Leclerc.
Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
It's not really what I was asking you, Chef.
Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
You're not really answering my question, Jeff. I was asking about the weather, when it's going to rain. You said a few minutes, and that was a few minutes ago.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
There's the rain. It's falling. You're definitely going to be switching onto wet weather tires. No way. We can go to the end once it starts to pick up. It's going to be interesting to see when the time to pit ends up being, because for Bottas and
Okay,
myself,
you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
for Bottas and myself, we're not that far ahead of our respective teammates, which means that it's likely that they're going to get screwed over either by being forced to do a double stack or being forced to stay out an extra lap.
Okay, we'll fit inters on your next stop.
Might have another shot at Leclerc again. Outside. Didn't quite work. We're side by side. Oh, it's tight, it's tight, it's tight. And we are going to get him for P2 again. We've had a nice battle here with Leclerc during this race. Very entertaining battle. What's interesting too is that Bottas isn't really getting away. He's sort of stuck in just somewhere between 2.5 and 3 seconds ahead. He hasn't really been gaining much more than that on the rest of us.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now. Okay, fitting intermediate tyres next.
Of course, as always, the call for the deactivation of DRS is usually the sign that it's time to come in and change tires.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Oh, are you serious? You're serious, Jeff? The rain's clearing up in 10 minutes? Well, there's less than 10 laps to go, so I don't think it's going to clear up in time. If we do switch on to wet weather tires, it's not going to clear up in time for us to make that change back onto dries. Leclerc looks to make another move for second, but won't get it. Just trying to save fuel.
Tyre situation is pretty touch and go right now. We think the slicks may still be quicker, but it's very close, and you're going to struggle to keep them in the temperature window. The Inters are ready when you need them. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy
Calling
that.
us in now, so here we go. Time for Inters is now, apparently. DRS has not been deactivated, but we're being called into the pits. So I'm gonna trust my instincts here. I'm gonna go into the pits. Intermediate tires as Bottas stays out. As does our teammate Kevin Magnussen, who goes for another lap.
Release,
There we
release.
go, there's a tire change onto the intermediates. So it's going to be interesting to see how much time Bottas and Ocon and Stroll and our teammate lose. And there's the sign I was looking for, the disabling of DRS.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline.
I think there's a chance we could jump Bottas here. Chance. We're catching Stroll. We have to take advantage action to avoid him on his slick tires. They're slowing him down immensely.
Kevin is in the pits.
Looks like my teammate is going to lose out to Hamilton. Actually going to come, or that's Bottas. Bottas is right alongside us.
Our excess fuel.
Oh my
We'll be
gosh.
back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine
man.
down.
Come on, Bottas. But here we go. Side by side. We take the lead. Ooh, Bottas bangs wheels. We go off track. Bottas to the lead. Leclerc to second. Get passed on in the wet. Be tight. We can get it done on Leclerc. Now, for those keeping track, my teammate actually fell behind, I believe that's Max Verstappen, the Red Bull. Right now in the constructors' standings, we've got Bottas in first. We've got ourselves in P2. Hamilton is P5. Actually, it's P6. teammate is P8. We're 15 points ahead coming into this race. So if we finish where we are
5 laps of fuel
right
remaining.
now, I would get 18, 19 actually with the fastest lap, but we're now secured since it's wet. We get 23 with Heinzen getting 4. Well, Bottas would get 25, and Hamilton would get 8. So it'd be 23 to 32. They would gain 9 points on us, and the results finish as they are now, which means that going into Abu Dhabi, the constructor's title would be 4-point lead for us going into the final race in Abu Dhabi. But again, that's if things finish as they are right now. Obviously change. And I only just realized that we nearly ran ourselves into the negatives
If you
on
think you
fuel.
can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
Jeff, I don't think we're close enough to take an overtake on Bottas. We're 2 seconds back. I'll do the best I can to defend the guys behind me. That's the best I can do right now. I can't not catch Bottas at the current state right now. Four laps to go in the Brazilian Grand Prix.
ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there.
Grass. Here comes Leclerc to the inside. Squeeze him out the best we can to give him a bad entry into turn 1. Side by side for second. And we squeeze Leclerc out just barely.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Throwing in the lead mixture. As Leclerc has Ricardo right on his tail. Again. Gonna move to the outside as he goes for a wiggle.
We're leading our teammate by 4.6 seconds.
We hold him off just barely again. So use ERS and Rich Mix in an attempt to defend, which we will, from Leclerc. I'd say it's been a really fun battle with Leclerc this entire race. But back and forth, back and forth. lapper of our former teammate, Tatiana Calderon, right in front of us. Hopefully we can get by her fairly quickly. And she might get some help from her here. She's going to hold up Leclerc just at the wrong spot. Thank you, Tatiana. I much appreciate that assistance. Actually, it should be noted, Lewis Hamilton
This is your
has
final
gotten
lap,
by
final lap of the race.
Carlos Sainz. So that's another couple of points for Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Be very close if we can keep it in rich mix for this next part of the lap. Put it in standard. It's too close. We might have to put it in lead, this last rung to the line. It's too close. Here comes Leclerc. The block. Ooh, contact! There's a wreck behind us.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Get second place. Crucially, we get second place and driver of the day as well.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was.
Oh,
Anthony Davidson, a resounding
and Valtteri
victory today.
Bottas
What set them
wins
apart from the rest?
Brazilian
Well,
Grand
keeping the
Prix.
tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important.
And I
There's
actually
not
have
much
no
looking out
idea
there
what
at the
happened
best of
behind us
times,
with
and it's
Leclerc.
10 times worse if
Very
you're out there on
intrigued to
cold
look at a
tyres.
replay.
So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their
No,
way
he to
did
the get
podium.
P3.
Once
You know that
again,
for
it's the
sure.
Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Our championship leaders retain their position, but their lead is shrinking. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Alright, let's see if we can view the replay and see what happened there at the end. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to skip to the end, so rate, a lap is about under 30 seconds at this speed. So it'll take a couple minutes to get back to that point. So I guess what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of an edit in when I upload YouTube videos, sort of cut this part out. And if everything goes according to plan, the cut will be right here. Here. Oh, darn it. The highlights, maybe that'll be easier. Give me the highlights I want. Please give me the highlights I want. Give me the finish of the race. That's all I'm asking of you. Give me the final run to the line, please. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so Leclerc hit the wall. Okay. So actually, that wasn't too bad. So Leclerc just hits the wall. I should have gone to the highlights first. Leclerc hits the wall. Doesn't really spin. He crosses the line. Still in P3. Ricciardo gets into the back of him. But no real damage beyond that. So I thought it was more spectacular than it actually was. But it doesn't matter. The point is Leclerc's P3. We check the standings. First we'll check the drivers. Bottas with that win overtakes Max Verstappen for third, and that's the only real movement in the point standings. But the constructors, look at that. Mercedes and Jaguar separated by just 7 points. 7 points. And it's all going to come down to Abu Dhabi. For the championship, Constructors' Championship will be decided. That's going to be a big race. Can we clinch both titles in our second season? We'll just have to find out in the next race. Clearly leading the rivalry over Vettel. $25.38 million for us. Alright, got some sponsorship to renew. We will, of course, renew both. As we go to the corporate side. We're going to put the sponsors back on the cars. Just looking here. Sponsor decals. This was the spot for Atlantic. And this was the spot for Zaineto. So, all the sponsorship slots should be full. And they are, which is what we want to see. Alright. Driver market. Ricardo is still at 50.1. I don't want to invest any more money into departments in case we have to outbid Renault. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually not going to advance to the next Grand Prix. I'm actually going to stop once I pick the different things here. Supplier HQ tour. Where's Magnuson's? He's at 89 still. Let's see. Give Magnuson some G-Force training. We'll do driver promotion filming. So there we go, and we'll stop right there. So that's it, and I'll see you. We'll do all the advancement stuff when we get ready for... Well, I'll be starting after qualifying, I should say, or before qualifying, so you won't see that anyway, but we will advance that stuff, and if anything notable happens, I will let you know. So that's it for this one. We'll see you next time for the season finale, where our Constructors Champion will be decided.